Thank you, Su Lin, for joining us today. For those of you who do not know this beautiful woman in front of me, please introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm Su Lin and I have been working for the Estée Lauder Companies for the last 25 years, and I'm very proud to say that in 1996, when Malaysia first started the breast cancer campaign, I was the first chairperson of this program, and I'm glad literally 25 years later to be chairing it again. The breast cancer campaign is something that's very dear to the Estée Lauder Companies. Because it was Mrs. Evelyn Lauder, the late Mrs. Evelyn Lauder, who actually launched the iconic pink ribbon in 1992. And with that launch, the company has been supporting the breast cancer campaign for all these years, and it really is the company's largest corporate social program, and we have been behind it all these years.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. You've been doing this for 25 years.
Well, I've been working in this company for 25 years. The chairmanship of this program in Malaysia has rotated around the different brand managers. But
Sure.
I had started it in '96 on a much smaller scale, and I'm happy to say that literally 25 years later, this has become an amazing program with so much support.
It is. It's amazing. Okay, can you tell me a little bit how do you see this breast cancer awareness evolve over the years?
Well, I think when this program started, first of all, in 1992 with Mrs. Evelyn Lauder and with the pink ribbon, it was to harness the power of the Estée Lauder Companies' points of distribution. So can you imagine, more than almost 30 years ago, basically the way you got word out was through the press. So she worked with Alexandra Penny, who was the then editor of Self magazine, to really raise awareness about breast cancer. And with the power of the company, she was also able to use the counters and the department stores that we are basically working with to be able to distribute pink ribbons, and also cards that teach people, how to do breast self-examination, to go for mammograms. So at that time, of course, it was basically word of mouth and using the power of traditional media. I think you fast forward 30 years, and I think the traditional media is still around and still such an important part of our messaging. But I think what we've seen is the explosion of social media. So I think, in the last couple of years, we've got a lot more happening because you're able to do things virtually. We do things online. We also still work with our counters. So every single Estée Lauder counter, the companies, basically all the brands that are under the Estée Lauder Companies, all our counters and points of distribution still give out the pink ribbon for awareness. We also, give out all the tip cards. But we're able then also to work with, influencers. We are able to work with celebrities to really pass the message around. So it is a very different ball game. And I think this year is even more challenging because in the time of COVID, it is harder to be able to do activities. So we are able now, with the power of social media, to try and make sure that, we get this message across virally. We're also very proud that, in the last 30 years, the campaign has been active. The Estée Lauder Companies has raised over $83 million for breast cancer research, education, and medical services worldwide. And in Malaysia, in the last 25 years, we ourselves have raised over 9 million ringgit. And what we're especially proud of is that the 9 million ringgit that we've raised through our fundraising in Malaysia goes to all our local organizations to help with research, with education and medical services.
Wow. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Estée Lauder. This is amazing. I don't think many people know this. And we've had cancer in our family. I lost my mother to cancer. I lost my uncle to cancer, and I lost my auntie to cancer. So my mother survived cancer for 30 years. And 30 years ago, I think it was still a taboo, no? When you have breast cancer, it's not something you talk about. People are still kind of like very private about it. But do you see people being more outspoken and more open about this now?
Oh, absolutely. I think as the awareness grows, people start to realize that there is no stigma in, going for things like, doing your own breast self-examination, doing mammograms. But I think you're absolutely right. When we first started this, we started working with the smaller organizations, the Breast Cancer Welfare Association, which basically worked with women who were survivors. And these women were incredible. They actually would go to hospitals to sort of counsel breast cancer survivors, as well as those who are in treatment. We also worked with organizations that were going to doing outreach programs outside the city. So that, I think, was where the biggest taboos were, because there was, first of all, a stigma to it. And so, you know, we worked with the National Cancer Society of Malaysia, as well as the College of Radiology. And it was really to go out into the small towns and really tell people that, you know, there's no stigma in having breast cancer, because a lot of them would not do anything until the last stages where you can't do anything about it.
Absolutely.
So the whole idea was, you know, if you can early detect, and we couldn't say this often enough, early detection saves lives. And so, you know, we started, it was an awareness campaign, but it was also because you wanted to do outreach, you also needed to raise funds. So we started raising funds in those days on a much smaller scale, but over the years, you know, we've done a lot more different activities, and more partners have come in to work with us. And this year, we are delighted to be able to work with MODA, who has come up with such amazing things with their designers.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's before we go, tell us what excited you most to come in and do this with MODA this year?
I think, you know what, I mean, working with fashion designers, I think, you know, they are people who are giving and caring and creative. And so I think when we started discussions with MODA, and MODA said that they were happy to support the cause, and they were happy to donate whatever funds that were raised to the organizations that the Estée Lauder Companies supported and has supported all these years, we felt it was really a marriage made in heaven. And I think, you know, it brings a sort of almost an excitement, because the things, fundraising is always challenging. I think MODA brings that creativity, and, you know, working with designers who are so passionate, I think, you know, we are really excited that this is going to be a great year for us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for doing this with us and letting us be a part of this amazing journey with Estee Lauder. Last words, please, for everyone who's watching. What would you like to tell the public, and also the survivors?
Well, I think, first of all, you know, the MODA designers, the 16 designers who have, you know, been so generous and so creative in supporting the cause, please go and support the merchandise, because every time you purchase something, you're helping all these organizations. The other thing is, I cannot stress enough that early detection saves lives. And if there's nothing you take away from today, is that make an effort to do your own breast self-examination every month, and every 2 years, if you are past 40, please go for a mammogram. All these things make such a difference. And finally, we're so excited to be able to work with the designers, and can't wait for this whole program to kick off.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Su Lin. Thank you, Estee Lauder. Once again, everybody, hit the counters, hit our vending machines, MODA vending machines once they're out, and also hit the Estee Lauder counters. One lipstick, one eyeshadow, it takes you a long way. Thank you so much. Thank you, Su Lin. We'll see you again soon. Take care.
Juita, lovely
Thank
to talk to you.
Bye.
Bye.